Hey pilot, what channel are you on?
Wait, I'm flying on channel 1, best channel. Don't cheap and plug in. I'll probably blast you out of the sky anyway because I'm flying on max power. No jokes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, alright, I'm coming in. Okay.
Watch out!
Yeah, don't worry, I'm pro pilot, I cannot see. It ticks, it ticks. See my quad impulse RC Apex, like my hero, Mr. Steel. Best pilot in the world. What you fly, Probably some knockoff clone from AliExpress.
Yeah, no, it's a GRL Titanium Pro 2 by Gravity Loss.
Huh? What kind of name is that? Name so long, who's gonna remember? See your low ses frame?
Okay, sure.
Wow, what is this here? Shiny leh, the carbon fiber so shiny one. Not like my Apex.
Yeah, it's aviation grade carbon fiber made in Germany. It's made in a special manner where it's not only just laid on top of each other, it's molded, so that's why it not only looks good, it's also pretty rigid.
What's this? What's this bottom plate?
Oh yeah, this version comes with a titanium bottom plate as well, and that means it's extra hard and you'll never break a bottom plate in a hard crash. It's also extra rigid and it's resistant to corrosion.
Rigid this, rigid that, my titty more rigid lah. Wow, even your standoffs are titanium
Nah man, the standoffs are aluminum and so is the front bumper. It adds weight, but you know, it's not like, you know, cheap plastic that will just break off or anything.
Must be heavy leh. Tell you, not like my quad, Mr. Steel Mr. Steel Apex version. Light is best.
Yeah, it's not the lightest at 175-ish grams, but it flies well enough for me.
This one how much?
Yeah, it's about $116 plus shipping. It's about $20 more than a regular Apex, but a whole lot cheaper than a Mr. Steel version.
Exactly. My frame is best, Mr. Steel edition, not like some low ses frame like this lah. Aiya, I don't want to talk to you already. Now I want to go fly. Okay? I'm on channel 1 best channel. Stay on my lane, okay? See you around.
Yeah, thanks. See you around.
So I've been flying this for 7 months now. I really like it. And these are the things that I like about it. So first things first, it's like you're not going to find another frame like this, right? It is, look at the carbon. The carbon is nice and shiny. It's nice. The arms are molded. It's like compared to, let's say for example, Apex. So a normal Apex arm is just usual carbon fiber layered upon each other. See, it's much nicer. It's nice and molded, right? So it's a very thin, slim arm. The bottom plate is solid, or front bottom plate is absolute solid titanium. I got the titanium version. The chin and the standoffs are aluminum. You're not gonna find another frame like this on any common fly day. It looks high quality and the build is really immaculate. It comes together really, really well. The addition of the titanium bottom plate here, right, and the shiny aluminum standoffs and the front bumper really makes it stand out, and it also makes it really, really durable. So I have not broken any of these things here. It's taken a real beating. I've even sent it straight into the excavator and still is fine. The other thing I like about this frame is that you can run up to 5.5-inch props. The arms are long enough. As you can see, if I just put it on top of the Apex, you can see it, but you can see there's quite a distance, right? The Apex it's also, you know, very nice. I like the Apex as well, but this one you can run 5.5-inch props just to give you more surface area, more lift, more stability in flight. So if you want to fly this as like a cinematic cruiser or like a really nice and flowy style of freestyle frame, this is also very good. It adds to that. But my favorite prop with this is still the J40s. There's a 5.1. You can definitely run J37s. It makes it really, really snappy and pitchy and poppy, if that is a word, but honestly, it's like I like the J40s. They're the best. In general, it's like the flight performance of this is really good, right? Because the resonance performance and the stiffness of the frame, you really don't need much filtering, and you're able to push the pit gains really high to get a really locked in feeling of quad. This one I would feel is even more locked than my KISS Ultra Apexes. Right. I don't know why, maybe it's Betaflight or the way that KISS flies versus Betaflight. This one has a very, very locked feel. I mentioned in my previous first impressions video that I believe a lot of the flight characteristics of a quad can be achieved with tuning, and I must say I was wrong. If you start with a good sturdy frame, you can achieve more with less tuning. So ultimately it means less time spent tuning and more time actually flying. So honestly, if you have a really good frame, you would eventually have to use less filtering, therefore you can push the pits higher, and then you could get a really nice flying quad at the end of the day. Last but not least, swapping the arms is really easy. right? You just remove these two screws and the arms just slide off, right? So of course it's like you need to remove the motor screws as well, but it's like honestly just if you're on the field and if you have spare arms, just removing these two things and then these things come off and it's easy peasy. Maintenance on this quad on the arms part is really good, but there are other characteristics that I don't like about it, and probably I'll talk about that. But first, let's get to the first negative that I don't like about this quad, which is it is a chunk. This thing is heavy. This thing, the frame alone comes at 175-ish grams with the frame and plus the titanium skids. This makes it feel heavy in the air. It takes longer to get places, but also the longer throw with all the momentum that you're carrying, depends if you like that kind of style, then it's nice, right? In addition to the added weight, there's a slight decrease in flight time, of course, right? It was very noticeable for me when I first built it, but at the time, because my ESC was configured to 96 kilohertz, now I switched it back to 48, and that difference is actually much smaller than I expected. So honestly, I could get maybe 3 to 4 minutes, whereas this one I can get over 4 minutes if I'm not so aggressive, but something to think about, right? Trying to catch yourself or trying to like make corrections mid-air, you have to take the weight into account. Let's see, with the scale, it's at 491, and just for comparison, this is the same as the Apex, right? Without any battery, GoPro session, or props. It's 437. So 491 versus 437, you have about 50-ish grams. So it is quite heavy. It is heavy, but not the heaviest I've flown. So as much as they publicize how durable the arms of the frame are, they are not indestructible. I've broken a whole set of 4 arms already. And I think it's due to the weakness in this joint here. So if you see, right, the arm is like the same length all the way to the arm, and the joint here is where the weakness is. All of the arms that I've flown all snap at this joint. I mean, changing an arm is easy, but if you look at the Apex, the arm gets thicker as it gets towards the frame. So actually here, this joint here is very strong. The arm is stronger here, right, this part, against shearing force, but here, if you hit it in the right spot, especially if you hit it on the edges here, right, this part here would just snap. And carbon fiber is stronger under tension, but not as strong under compression. So maybe if you hit it in this kind of direction, or you hit some certain way, this thing actually just snaps. I hope this could be improved in future versions of the frame. Now, the arms do have a lifetime warranty on them, and since I've broken 4 of these arms, I've reached out to the team at Gravity Loss, and they were completely fuss-free about it. They sent me a replacement arms in a jiffy. The only issue is that if you are watching this in 2022, you know that Ukraine is at war with Russia. So the first set of arms didn't get out of Ukraine at all. They were lost in the mail. They sent me another replacement, but that took about a month to get to me. So just be aware, if you're going to buy this frame, do expect some shipping delays, and also if you're going to get arms replaced, do expect shipping delays as well. So maybe it'll be wise to get replacement arms when you buy this frame. There's one thing I really don't like about this frame, and this is something to do with its maintainability, and it's this camera plate here. You can't really see this camera plate here. Right, it is held together by these 2 slots here, and the slots here, this slot here doesn't really serve a purpose other than to have a special cutout to hold your capacitor. Maybe I should take it apart and show you inside, but the issue here is that because of these 2 carbon fiber slots here that hold the camera plate in here, it's really hard to take out. You have to remove the whole top plate, and you still can't take this thing out because it's jammed in here. Even if you remove like the front standoffs, you can't slide it out because there's like the notches here. So I ended up having to take this whole frame apart. You need to take out this whole bottom plate, loosen this up, then you have to loosen this thing here, then you can somehow just jiggle this apart because this thing is really solid. I mean, I guess this is probably for durability purposes, but because of this, if let's say I need to change something, I don't know, like fix a cap or rotate the camera. I mean, you could rotate the camera or change the camera out and you wanted more room. So that's one of those durability things I didn't like about it. The other thing is that I have the lowrider version. So just be aware, because if you have an air unit and a lowrider version, you can see how tight it is in there. Like, it's to the point where you can see I jammed in my nano receiver here, and that could also cause some issues with heat. Just be aware that space is not it's quite tight of a build if you get a low rider frame. Get the normal size one. The normal one, I think you have plenty of room to put stuff like a back or any kind of voltage regulator inside. This is also why I didn't build it with a KISS Ultra, because if I build it with a KISS Ultra, I needed a back to power the buzzer, and there is possibly no space anywhere inside this frame to keep the back. Good thing though, it's like if you get all the parts right and everything it just fits really nicely in the frame. So at the end of the day, should you buy it? If you're in the market for a new frame today, you are really spoiled for choice. But why should you choose the frame? Well, for one, I mean, look at it. I think it's a great looking frame. Like the titanium plate, the polished aluminum, the molded carbon fiber really makes it stand out from the crowd. And all these functionalities actually, all these things are actually functional. In fact, you can actually feel it in the flight performance. It's a really good quad and a really good frame to fly. In terms of flight feel and performance, this frame I would say is up there. It's really solid and has a good mix of weight and chuckability and responsiveness to do snap rolls. It's really stable in the air. So even as a platform for cinematic flying, I think this is also really, really good. Its only weakness is the arm joint, like I mentioned before. This arm joint could be better. I think the carbon fiber should be fatter towards the middle of the frame. I think they could totally do that, because really there's nothing here that prevents the arms from being wider towards the end of the frame, and it has no keystone, so you could definitely like make it wider here and then just give it more rigidity, because there's plenty of space. Actually, there's plenty of space, you know. In terms of price, it's not that much more expensive than an Apex, maybe $20 more expensive than Apex. Comes with a lifetime warranty on the arms. It's great. I think it's good if you're not in the market for a budget quad. If you're in the market for a premium frame, I would definitely recommend this. It feels really good. It looks really nice. It flies really well. I think just flight feel alone, I would say it's something special. Okay, I've been flying Apexes for a long time now, and whenever I fly this one, take this out of flight, it just feels different. I can't describe it, but it feels different. It's nice. So that's it. That's my long-term review of the GRL Titanium Pro 2. I hope you enjoyed the review as much as I enjoyed this quad, and if I've helped you make an informed decision, please do give me a like or leave me a comment. Really appreciate it. Yeah, thanks. Have a good one. Bye.